everyone. Welcome back to Good Global Vibes. So here we go. The inquiry about freedom with the panel of multimillionaires. Part 3. It's just so exciting. I love seeing all your comments. And when I'm asking the questions, remember it's an inquiry. There's no right or wrong answers. Answer them for yourself and write it in the comments. We want to hear your voice. We want you to be free. And this is where it starts. It could have been that moment when you were a child and you raised your hand in school and they call on someone else, or they said you had the wrong answer and you're like, I'm not going to raise my hand anymore. I don't want anyone to know. Throw that out the door. We want to know anything you have to say. So write in the comments, subscribe, because these people are sharing from their heart. And we're committed to raising the vibration of the planet, and it starts with you. You sitting right there, laying in the bed, sitting on the sofa, watching this on your iPhone. Thank you, first. Secondly, we are talking to you. It's sometimes weird on TV, or on YouTube or whatever you're watching, because you don't really get that they're talking to you. And we are talking to you sitting in that chair or bed or sofa, whatever, car. We're talking to you. So please comment, because you are important. If you're on this planet and you're a human being, you are important. And we want to hear from you. And let's go. Part 3, freedom. What freedom do you provide others and how?
One of my big pivots during COVID, when I had to shut my movie and TV studios down, which are still shut down and hopefully will open back up shortly, is I have a marketing, like digital ad company that's primarily in support of CEOs and founders, right? So we make their half-hour movies that are all about the story of that founder, right? To really have them distinguish who they are in the marketplace. And one of the critical things I do when I'm typically producing and directing these films, as well as I'm their senior coach, and I do a process called story extraction. And the story extraction is I dive deep into their personal life, their history, all the way back to their seminal events, their first break in belonging as a child, where they move from that happy yet free, I'm in heaven playing, into a world of like, oh, there's something wrong here. And then all the way up to the present moment, and what is the ultimate value they're committed to providing for other people on the planet. And so I realized that in a lot of these sessions that these founders and CEOs experience this profound sense of relief and freedom and have a transformative experience as I help them unleash the story within. So for me, everyone has, though we're all human and are all having this human experience, we all have a very powerful, unique individual stories, as unique as our individual thumbprints. And as a film director by passion, and as both a transformative, leader and an entrepreneur, when I can really help other entrepreneurs who are committed to making a difference in the world and through what they're offering, to really discover the depths of themselves and the gift that they are, and to be able to transmute and transform their own story in such a way that they are truly leave that experience enlightened and transformed. And they are, and then to have them on set and be able to film and play and work with them. To me, that's one of the ways in which I really support and help provide freedom for others, and really unleashing the story within, which is probably why that's the name of my new module and course, Unleash the Story Within. Because that's what it's about for me with them. And it gives them freedom.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Damien.
I'm a Thrive and Legacy coach, but I started out as a joy coach. And the freedom that I provide in general that had me actually take that on is I'm a safe place to land. And I'm able to listen beyond what they say to me. So I can listen to their essence, and I can get their essence. And I can let them know I hear it or what I see or how I see them. And then what that does for people, so people they can feel really heard and they can feel seen. But my big thing that I'm really interested in having people feel free with is free from guilt and shame and anything where they diminish themselves. Are they, they've been conditioned anyway to just bag on themselves. In fact, I call myself a no bag zone. Around me, you may not bag on yourself or others. So there's a lot of fun and a lot of play and a lot of levity. So using levity, fun, and play, and really, having a really big open heart and a big listening for people, I'm able to hear who they are and the best parts of who they are. And the other things that they have to sort out, that's that becomes way less of an impact for them, and they get to be way more filled up with the good stuff that I see and feel with them and about them.
Thank you, Meryl. Thank you. Marcus, what freedom do you provide others and how?
My life is designed for that. From every single kind of avenue that I pursue with my activity of life. The thing that came to my mind was the first time that I remember I walked into this club in New York. And so I'm there with a couple friends, and we are walking through the club, so forth. I don't drink, but I had like my cranberry juice and with some orange juice in it. And I'm walking and get over near the dance floor area, and all of a sudden, one of my songs comes on, and the whole club starts dancing, and I was present in that moment to the freedom that is provided through some music that has that kind of impact, the ability for music to change an environment and have people lose themselves. And then when I look at, how what I've learned about that and time and metaphors and wealth and creating movements and all of that, I encounter people that are looking to discover inside of themselves access points to creating freedom for themselves and their communities. My everyday activity is about that. How can we have freedom in our lives, in our expression, freedom in our thinking? I look at the diversity that's represented here. Somebody's going to listen to this and have a nugget of insight that may give them access to some type of freedom. And so even being here is an access point to helping people with their freedom.
Thank you, Marcus.
I wanted to share something and give a personal example.
Yes.
So thank you everyone for sharing. So what it reminded me of, so I just started this new leadership program right before I took on this project in my life, and my project is around my family or my in-laws, because I don't really have a good relationship with them. And I'm hoping my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, not watching this. So I've been really working on listening to people, just like listening, really hearing them. So like giving people the freedom of them saying what they want to say. And so I called her up. I haven't talked to her in a couple months. And my kids visited her last weekend. And I was just like, hey, Mom, how's it going? How did it go? And immediately it was like, wow, your daughter's too skinny. She's not eating enough. You need to feed her more food. I'm so worried about her. I'm worried about her. And wow, all I heard was just, I'm a bad mom. I'm not doing a good enough job, And then I had to write these big letters in my notebook, like love. I'm going to listen to her from a place of love. And this is not criticism. This is her way of showing me that she loves me and she cares about me. So I just said, hey, Mom, thank you very much. I really got how much you love my kids and how much you care about their health and well-being. And then somewhere that conversation just shifted, and she started to tell me how she was feeling about other things in life. And so I really think it's just, when I was growing up, we were really poor. My mom and I worked at a swap meet like at one point in our lives. And I remember that when you called me last night, I was like, well, what do you want to talk about? Freedom, financial freedom for having enough money to live. And you think back and you're like, oh, when you think that my first instinct when I hear freedom is financial freedom, but really it's when you give up what you need and when you're committed to making a difference for other people and making the world better, that is when the freedom comes, right?
Okay, so we're going to move on to the next question. And this one's probably pretty simple answer. So where emotionally would you like to have more freedom?
Politics. Emotionally, I'd like a little more freedom there. I think, though, beyond that, where I'd like a little more freedom is with myself. Because there is no harsher critic. There is no, louder voice, or monkey chatter that lacks freedom than the chatter within my own mind or my own brain.
So I have this habit of striving. And so then I feel like I'm pushing for something. And versus if starting from a context of I'm thriving in my life and there are things that I could take on or new frontiers I can explore or things to handle or manage. And so when emotionally I get tired when I think of striving, I get fatigued by that. When I give myself more of a context where I'm thriving, I got way more energy, like hardly needing any sleep because I'm so excited about pursuing things. But even when things were really difficult, I was faced with managing 3 different people that were at the end of their life, which was a lot to do. At the same time, I'm dealing with these 3 different situations, and I was the point person. I got a chance to choose every day. How am I going to make my way through this, right? And the more I would choose to, okay, what is there to do today? What's possible today? What can I do with each of them today, or what have you? The more I would be there, present, and then I could like thrive inside of what I wanted to create or what I wanted to happen with everybody. Like if I had a magic wand, what would be everyone's experience of how it would go? Because at the end of the day, they were going to die. But like, how could that go, including myself and including people that would be left? So it was a pretty big ask, but I took on, okay, well, what the heck, let's make the impossible. Let's see if I can make the impossible possible. And that started with the context. And every damn day I had to recalibrate, and get myself back to that place of thriving versus striving and have to and all of that, and powering through. And it's not that it was perfect, but it really helped get through some of my own personal pandemic. I had it between 2010 and 2014. Yeah, so that really helped. And I mentioned it because I can imagine how many people are dealing with these choices and these tough moments and endings and things. And how do you get through it and not go insane, not have to take drugs? How can you be a better person or have a better life or be stronger or learn the lessons or what have you? So thank you for letting me share that.
Wow. What area are you not free in? Let us know. Subscribe, comment, and stay tuned because we are going to bring you another episode about freedom. Until next week, aloha.